Hey guys, this is Tolhi and welcome to Let's Play King Arthur Part 3. So, just a quick point of continuity here. In between Part 2 and this part here, Part 3, I actually played through an entire expansion of this game called The Druids, which is basically you just start as like some random king in this province up here holding this stronghold, and you start with the champions of the old faith, so that you're basically of the druid alignment, I guess is the best way to put it. And then you create your own objectives. You sort of, when you start the expansion scenario, you tick a bunch of options. Like you can say when you get 10 heroes you win, or when you conquer everything you win. I picked conquer everything, and it took me about 8 hours to conquer this entire province. So basically a day. But I learned a bit. There's still a lot of stuff I don't know because I hadn't actually finished the tutorial. So there's a lot of stuff with, like, once you grab one of these forts, you can start building stuff, which I'm sure the game will explain later on, but I had no idea what it was doing. So yeah, but in terms of combat, I've gone through probably 30 combat scenarios on like just a rough estimate. So I should be a little better now. Still not amazing.
Greetings to you, my lord. In Uther Pendragon's time, the two neighbours, Dorset and Dumnonia, were the two most influential provinces of the south. Now King Idris, the tyrant of Dorset, has decided that the time is right to raid the neighbouring lands. King Marke, the rightful ruler of Dumnonia, is preparing for the fight. Each of these kings wants your help, and each offers a different reward.
What I will say, though, for the main storyline that I like a lot more than the expansion was the expansion. There wasn't any real, like, direction because it was, like, pick your own objective. But with this here main campaign, it seems like there's a lot more, like, you know, here you have to do something and you have a choice on what you want to do. Which just seems more directed. Objectives are particularly important tasks that influence the way of events. Completing objectives will benefit your cause. You are free to decide whatever you want to complete them. Whether you want to complete them. The campaign is split into chapters with the objectives tied to that particular section. You can have several chapters unlocked at the same time, but you'll have to face the unfolding events simultaneously. Apart from some standalone objectives, in most cases your tasks are related to each other. Because some objectives represent the two sides of the stories, by completing one you naturally exclude the other. If you click on an objective, you will get detailed information in the window on the left side. So if I click on this, I can see what the rewards are. Once again, as in all of my Let's Plays, I will be playing a good character, so righteous or whatever it is in this one. So I will be helping King Mark, and I will get one rightful point. So which one is King Mark?
Yes, my liege.
Oh, King Mark is that one, so I'd want to attack this guy. But I don't have enough movement to reach him. So we're going to have to move this far, and then I guess that's all I can do, so I end my turn. Okay. Each season is different, my lord. You have to keep that in mind. The year begins with spring. After harsh winters, you might have to prepare to deal with hungry commoners. While spring is the most timely season to go adventuring, summer is the best season for military campaigns. In the autumn comes harvest, when you prepare for coming winter and food arrives from your provinces. Autumn is the last chance to go to battle. Winter is bleak season when heroes hone their skills and the gold income arrives at the treasury. So, winter. Armies and knights can't move in the winter. They withdraw into camps. Later in the game, you can build in your stronghold, research, introduce laws, and set taxes as well during the winter season. Your heroes and your units also gain new levels if they have enough experience. Advancing levels. One or more of your units or knight leveled up. Open the army screen and check which of them This is displayed on the icon of the unit at night. Open the detail panel and allocate abilities and skill points. Beware, you can only do this during the winter season. So winter is level up time, but you can't move around. So what do I want? The thing is, because I've played through the expansion and now have a better idea on what a large amount of these do. Some of these I'm not too familiar with. Probably main storyline specific, but as for the warlord class skills, I know these pretty good, and I know this is really useful in combat. I found basically it creates this large aura, and all your units are the increased damage and armor in that area. And this one also is good if you just want to increase your province's output or whatever it seems. I think. I think I want to go with masterful strategies, though. Increase the number of survivors. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with this one, because that opens up to these, which I can get master defense. And I can then start getting victory by getting less victory points. And the majority of the time, I've found that victory points is how I win. I never destroy their army, I just outlast them. That's how I tend to play. Now I can go at leadership, which will just lower the upkeep cost. I might want to go with fighting. Give additional hit points. Adventuring. More experience during quests and 5% movement points for the army, so he moves around easier on the map. Rain. I think Sir Kai is going to be one of my main guys, so maybe I should give him movement. Choices and decisions. I'm going to go with movement. Put a point in the movement. What's the worst that could happen? And then these guys are defensive, so we'll give them a point in defense. These guys are pretty attack based. Attack. Bowmen get their archery skills. And that's all that leveled up. And that's pretty much all I can do, so end my turn. Okay. So now, I can move in for the attack. I'm just going to save beforehand just to make sure that I don't mess this up. I think it saves just before the battle anyways. It does an autosave, but here we go. I'm going to attack the enemy army. Okay, unit protection. If you do auto battle, you can select units. Okay, so I should probably actually read this. You can still ensure your important units are better protected than the rest of your army. You can select one or more units, maximum of 1/3 of your army, to protect, and they will take less damage than the other, but the rest of the army takes the damage instead of them. So you can kind of divvy up damage. So if there's like one guy who's really high level, I could put protect. If I was going to auto battle, but you know what? I think this might be a good case to auto battle, because he doesn't really have much. Let's give it a try and see what happens. I lost some foot soldiers, which probably wouldn't have happened if I just battled it out, but they weren't leveled up or anything. They're pretty basic units. I can get them back in recruiting, so done. I kind of find sometimes it's just better to weigh the options, to just be like, okay, do I want to go through a probably half an hour battle, or do I just want to get this done in 30 seconds and maybe lose one guy? And it's just like, is it worth 30 minutes to save that one dude who I can just recruit in a later turn? So it's sort of like, it depends. But sometimes if it's like my army there was 100%, in comparison to his 48, so it was clear I was going to win. But sometimes when it's like my army's like 25 and theirs is 50%, like power or whatever that number represents, I'm not even fully sure. Sometimes I like to just like battle it out and try and defeat the odds. But when I'm superior, I just tend to auto battle because it's just quicker, save a lot of time. Flashing objectives icons now shows that you have completed The flashing objective icon now shows that you have completed one of the objectives. Click on the icon for details. Morale. This is the first time that your decision has influenced your overall morality. Anytime this happens again, click on the flashing morale icon, which will bring up the morale chart. So this is morale. Your morality can move between Old Faith and Christianity. At the same time, it can also be somewhere between Tyrant and Rightful. Your current morality is represented by a white marker on the chart. Your decisions constantly change your morality and unlock unique units, spells, and general actions. If a reward is between two axes, you must reach the necessary rating on both axes to unlock them. Axes. Okay, so yeah, morale. If I go Rightful and Old Faith, which is pretty much what I'm going to do, this little thing will come out to about, like, here somewhere, and I'll get all of these abilities. But I'll miss out on any of these because they're not in this section. Pretty much. And that's morality for the most part. And then objectives. I helped him, so his soldiers now join my army. So I think I have to end my turn. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Royal recognition. King Marke used to be a proud monarch. When the tides of change swept through the island, he had his own plans to rise in power, but he had to accept that he has no chance in the new age of magic and mayhem. So he sent his heartful gratitude for your help, my lord, and recognized you as the new king. He also sent out word to his soldiers, those who want to join your ranks are free to do so. Cool. After you have destroyed the enemy, you have to occupy all the locations in a province to conquer the land. Don't forget that a province only belongs to you if you see the blue marker post around its borders. Click on the round table icon to bring up the screen where you can study your knights at your service. So, first thing, we're gonna divide the army. Now you can have two armies. To find them quickly, you can hit the next and previous army buttons up here. This will start to move a lot faster once I get through all this tutorial stuff. So let's see. We'll give him a footman, an archer, heavy footman. I'm trying to debate, and I can't remember. King Mark is a fighter, so he's a pretty strong guy. So maybe just give him another archer, batch of archers. Yeah, we'll go with that. Oh, maybe. Yeah, it's going to be uneven either way, so we're just going to leave King Mark's army as a little weaker for the time being. I'll get to recruiting when I have more cash. So King Mark, can he make it to that one? Okay, he can.
On my way.
So he will. And he just walks over the town and he captures it. I can walk over here, capture this town, and then conquer that town. And I wonder if I could have had enough move to make it to all locations in one round, but whatever, it's fine. End turn. Autumn comes, he just makes another quick move, and we've captured that.
Hear my words, my good and gracious lord. A new conflict is brewing in the south. It revolves around the fate of a wealthy province, Salisbury. King Idris, the tyrannical ruler of Dorset in the south, is preparing for an attack, and the rightful king of Somerset is gathering his forces to protect Salisbury from the north. Both Dorset and Somerset want you to help them in their battle for Salisbury, and they both offer long-term alliances.
Okay. So this time, in the last mission, it was like a fight in between provinces. This one here is two different provinces fighting amongst themselves. So I have to choose whether to fight these dudes or these dudes. and I also have a band of volunteers. While you can't recruit yet, there are many volunteers this time. You can enlist battle-worthy survivors of King Mark's army if you move to the bright scroll. There's a map that I can now look at. That's cool. So Band of Volunteers quest has appeared, and a new province. And with that, round table. So basically, apart from Arthur, only 12 knights can join the round table, so you can send away any of them if necessary. 3 other options are available in the middle of the screen. Ladies, you can choose wives for your knights. Provinces, you can choose which knights rule over which provinces. And prison, you can see what's going on with your captured enemies. Basically, if you defeat an enemy hero in battle, they'll end up in prison. And in prison, you can capture them, and you have 2 options. You can either release them or torture them. Escape is also possible, but the chance of that happening increases year by year. The liege of the lord or hero will the liege lord of the captured hero may offer a ransom. Most of the time, the ransom is pitiful, and I never accept. And yeah, when you torture though, you basically find out all details about that enemy army. So right now, because my unit has a limited sight radius, I can only see that guy, but I can't tell if there's any armies in these locations. But if I was to say interrogate an imprisoned hero, I'd be able to know everything about the provinces of that hero. But when you torture them, there's a chance they might die. I think it's like 50-50. And I've been recording for a while. But we've gotten through another chunk of the tutorial now. We've now captured the 2nd province and done a little bit of helping. Next time we'll get into my favorite part of this game, quests. I don't think this is a good one, but you guys will see. Hopefully I'll get to some good quests next time. Absolute favorite part of this game, period. If worst comes to worst, I think I'll probably just do this campaign, do videos of just the quests, because they're awesome. But I think I will get through most of this game, because I really do enjoy it. Like I said, I spent 8 hours on the expansion because I really wanted to play more and just get used to the battle system, and I didn't want to ruin the main storyline. So yeah, definitely enjoying this game. It's just once we get past this tutorial, stuff will start to move a lot quicker, and I think it'll get a little more interesting. But there's a lot still to learn. But for the time being, this is Tolhi signing out. Later, guys.